Here's how to play Sailor Song the right way with a capo. So to play it right, you're gonna need to put a capo on the 4th fret of your guitar. And once you're there, you're just gonna need these 3 chords. This version of C major 7, E minor, and this version of G. And then you're gonna need this strumming pattern. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. Which is just simply 2 rounds of down, down, up, and then 1 down, down, up at the end. And when you put it together with the chords, it sounds something like this. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. To prepare for this video, I watched Gigi Perez teach her own song, and I picked up a couple of cool tricks that you should do if you want to sound exactly like her. The first thing I'll note is that when she shows the strumming pattern, it sounds a little like down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Which to me means that those are the main beats that she's accenting. When I listen to the recorded song, I can hear that down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up pattern, especially at the intro. But like most guitar players, when you're recording a song, your strumming pattern might slightly change throughout. So you might want to try to accent those down, down, up beats a little bit more than the others, which could sound something like this. The second thing I want to mention is that when she's playing this version of C major 7, she says that she likes to take this first finger, remove it, and then hammer it on back into the chord, which you do by just lifting it and then tapping the fret that it was already on to create that sound. You're going to want to insert that, especially in the intro when you're playing the strumming pattern, and it works best when you do the first down strum. So it could be something like starting with your first finger off, then playing down and hammering it on, and then doing your down, up, down, up. And similarly, on the E minor, she likes to add a finger onto the 2nd fret of the G string, the 4th string down from the top of your guitar, which you can hear in the intro of the song, starting from down, down, up on the normal E minor, and then on the next down, down, up, you're gonna do that hammer, that tap into that 2nd fret note on that 4th string down to create another down, up for that rhythm pattern, and then let go of it to go back for our final down, down, up. That sounds like a lot, but let me walk you through. It should sound like down, down, up, hammer, down, up, off, down, up. When you take your pinky off, you can do it like a pull-off where you actually play the pinky and then pull the string off. You could do a similar trick on this G6 chord by lifting your first finger and replacing it with this hammer-on. And just know that this is the typical style that Gigi Perez uses for this song, and you might not hear it in every part of every verse, but you'll definitely hear it throughout the song, so you can put it in as you feel like. The final note is that the intro of the song just goes back and forth between those 2 chords, the C major 7 and the E, and it looks a little something like this. And then when she starts singing, you move to the pattern of the chords that you're going to use for the rest of the song. This C major 7, this E minor, which you could add the pinky to, and this G6 chord, which goes twice. You play that for the rest of the song and you literally have everything that you need. Here's how to play Sailor Song by Gigi Perez the right way with no capo. So if you want to match the recording, you can tune a half step down like me by making each one of your strings 1 note lower, with E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B flat, and E flat. Or you can just play this on your standard tuned guitar, but no matter what you do, you're only going to need these 3 chords. This version of F, A minor, and C. And you're gonna work on this strumming pattern. Down, down, up, down, 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 which is 2 combinations of down, down, up, and then a down, down, up at the end. So when you put everything together, it looks a little something like this. F, A minor, and then C, which you play twice. You do the intro of the song, it just starts with F, and then goes to A minor, and then back to F, and back to A minor. And then the singing begins. Remember to keep your wrist loose as you're doing this strum because you're going to need to reach high speeds to get to the actual tempo of the track, which you do with wrist movement and not arm movement. On most of these chords, you can lift up one or more fingers, like the middle finger on the F, as you play that first strum, and then bring that finger back down where it's supposed to be for the chord. So on the F, it might look a little something like this. This creates some movement within the chord as you're strumming it, which you can pull out whenever you'd like to. You can do the same thing on A minor with the two middle fingers that you have on the chord. And the same thing on the C chord, again with the middle finger in its position. And if you add those in, it can create a lot more movement and nicer sounds, which I actually hear in the real track, and it looks a little something like this. And that should be everything you need to play this song. I wanted to make this tutorial to clear up some of the things from the last tutorial, because when I learned the song from the last tutorial, I learned it by ear, and there's something kind of funny about that you might be interested in knowing. I was convinced that she actually played this song without a capo and in a slightly down-tuned guitar, because when you listen to it, you can hear those exact same notes. And if you're somebody that learns by ear, you have to watch out for these things. One of the most frustrating things about the guitar is that the notes that you play can often be played in another spot on the guitar in an identical way. If we take, for instance, the first chord that she plays, this C major 7 with the capo on, it uses these first three notes. When I taught the song without a capo, I used an F major 7 chord that was brought down by a half step because of the tuning, and here's the first three notes of the chord that I taught. You notice that they're exactly the same. It's crazy how many different ways there are to interpret the same set of chords. And it's a good lesson that if you're learning songs by ear, you have to watch out for the smallest details. The only thing that could possibly tip you off that this song is played with a capo and not on a E-flat standard guitar is the existence of these higher pitches in the chord that can't be accessed on a lower tuned guitar. Now, I was really thrown off because if you watch her in her video, she says that she often avoids these bottom strings, which means she is literally playing basically a half step down in the exact same position that I taught in my previous video. So there were moments where it is impossible for me to tell, and if you were learning by ear back in the day with no internet, there would be absolutely no way to know what the right way is to play. Although you could argue that using a capo is more standard than tuning your guitar down. But in this world of indie folk music with weird tunings, that doesn't seem like it's always the case. So with that perfect storm, I wanted to clear up the differences between what I said was the right way, and now, after watching her video, what I see is clearly the way that she likes to play this song. And now you have two different options. If you don't own a capo, you can really easily tune your guitar down and play an identical version of the song with some different chord voicings. Or play it exactly the way that she does with this tutorial. I always like to throw out these little fun facts of guitar at the end of a video because it's the things that I think about that when you're learning guitar, you might not even be aware of. So let me know what you think of this and the tutorial in the comment sections below. I actually make my own acoustic music that's very similar to Gigi Perez that you can check out on Spotify right now with the links in my profile. If you like this channel, you can also support me on Patreon. The links to everything is in my profile. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.